What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Recently, and as with a lot of my videos, I've aimed to uncover weird, obscure, bizarre, you name it roller coasters, and as a result, have been gathering suggestions for future videos from you guys in the comments. Well, of these suggestions, one coaster has proved far more prevalent than the rest, and I've actually never seen a coaster this heavily requested on my channel before. With the layout situated amongst the jungle flying around the edges of cliffs over 600 feet tall, this extremely bizarre one-of-a-kind coaster took the few riders it ever had through a layout lasting 3 minutes under 2,700 feet of track. However, despite this and being worked on for over 2 decades, it actually never opened to the public and likewise still sits mostly abandoned today. But without spoiling too much more, I do want to quickly say, and I promise this will be quick, I do now have a Patreon page linked in the description for those of you that want to support me and the channel. You can have anything from access to videos before they premiere, help from me personally, features from me on your channel, anything cool like that. So be sure to check it out down below, and I'd really appreciate it if you wanted to join and support us. Anyways, without any more talking, now is the time for the coaster you've all been waiting for. This is the story of Scenic World Australia's Orphan Rocker. Back in the 1980s, around the time when Orphan Rocker was initially constructed, roller coasters were still more or less uncommon in Australia, and as a result, many new and innovative ideas were being brought up for the future. Orphan Rocker, one of these, would be the first of its kind, being described as a hybrid monorail coaster with large drops and turns that would take riders around the mountainous terrain of Katoomba. It would also feature unique cars that would rock side to side, something not seen since Tivoli Gardens' take on the concept in 1937, and all around just seemed like a good fit for the area that would draw attendance locally and worldwide. That being said, work on the project began in the early 1980s, with Philip and Harry Hammond overseeing the project, Philip being accredited as the designer, all the way up until the late 1990s, when the ride was completed and sent through testing. Despite this, however, Orphan Rocker ran into a plethora of problems before it could debut, first with Australia's amusement rides and devices safety legislation, and later with local neighbors, though it could have also been potentially dangerous, which I'll discuss later. Moving forward though, according to a letter written by Philip at the time, Orphan Rocker's opening was delayed initially because of safety concerns, stating that the ride had achieved nearly 500 circuits as of 1999, but it appeared even after this, the coaster still didn't receive legal approval. That being said, legal issues weren't the only problem the attraction faced either, and here's where facts get a little sketchy. The history of Orphan Rocker is shrouded in rumor and urban legend, with claims that it caused sandbags to disappear over the edges of ravines, and that the rocking cars would frequently loosen off the track during testing. These assertions have been refuted by park management, however, who attribute those issues to the ride's folklore and mystery. It is a possibility though, but what's more likely is that the tightening of Australian safety rules played a role in its delayed opening, as well as residents who were also afraid that the roller coaster would produce excessive noise pollution in the neighborhood. So whether you believe the story about the sandbags or not, these problems all contributed to the Orphan Rocker's current status when the main body of the ride began to corrode and weaken after several years out in the open. The attraction had also been costly to construct, and as the battle for approval progressed, maintenance grew less frequent, and with each passing year, it appeared like the ride would never fully open. Finally, in 2017, pieces of track began getting removed from the layout, and according to Scenic World, quote, "The attraction was finished in the 1980s, but opening it would necessitate more funding, and therefore would remain closed." An additional investment was anticipated to perhaps save the ride as well, though that would include a complete reconstruction and renovation of it, and plans for such a thing are unlikely ever to be available to the public. So as it sits now, Orphan Rocker is nothing more than a relic of a bygone era, intended to be one of Australia's earliest and largest roller coasters, though was never able to reach its full potential due to a chaotic history, insufficient safety requirements, and a long building process. Pretty sad but neat nonetheless, so if you want to learn more, I'll link some websites down below. But for those of you who made it this far, I thank you so much for watching, and I ask for you to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. But besides that, that's really all I got for you guys today, so we'll see you all in the next video. See ya!